Justin has a really good sense of humor. He's a giver. He's a people pleaser. He played sports in high school. We're just like the average American family. He will tell you himself that nothing tragic happened in his life that created his addiction. He simply was playing video games one day with a friend, and there were drugs there, and the friend asked if he wanted to do them, and he said yes. It got worse over time with different events that happened in his life. He broke his ankle and started on pain pills. And when he couldn't get pain pills anymore, he went to heroin. He wasn't the same. We knew he wasn't the same, and we could see a difference in him. But he hid it really well. After he overdosed, that was a horrible thing to watch your son being wheeled in on a stretcher, and you didn't know if he was going to survive. We prayed. And that felt like a big release for me, because I knew that I didn't have the answers this time, but I knew that God did. 3 months later, 3 long months later, is when Justin finally decided that yes, he needed to go to rehab or he was going to die. And that's when he told us about the Refuge and that he would like to go to the Refuge. We were thrilled. We went to the Refuge that Monday, which was Labor Day, September 2016, and we did not leave the church until the bus pulled out of the parking lot. It was the best sleep we had in 6 years because we knew where Justin was, we knew he was safe, and we prayed and prayed and prayed that he would stay, and he did. After 30 days, I was at church that evening when the call came. He was crying and I was crying, and it just didn't sound like my son. It sounded better than my son, and it was awesome to hear his voice and how at peace he was. When he finally finished the Refuge, we were so excited that it's 13 months. It's a long time, but we know that's what's necessary for him to make those changes. But when he finally came home, it was awesome to have him back. While Justin was finishing the Refuge, he had mentioned to me that he had reached out to a previous girlfriend. Once he finished the program, they started dating again, and they are married. They got married in 2019. They have 2 children, and they are doing fabulous. I babysit their daughter, and I was walking her one day in her stroller, and I might start to cry right now because I just started to cry because I couldn't believe 3 years prior to me walking her in her stroller, Justin almost died. And now here he is doing great. And that's all because of his faith in the Lord. We have to give everything to God. We have to let him work in our hearts, our minds, and our souls, and not try to hold on to anything. And I feel like when a guy comes to the Refuge, if he can do that, then he will be successful. My name is Lyndee Reynolds, and I got my son back at the Refuge.